Welcome back to the Flooded Renovation series. I've been a basement dweller for over a month now, and I've only partially lost my mind in isolation since I have you fine people to interact with. And because it's almost complete. Yep, keyword is almost. The final finish work always takes 60% more time than one thinks it should, every time. Especially if relying upon a vast variety of subcontractors to do all the things, like a designer, a plumber, a demolitionist, a framer, a painter, an arborist, a mill worker, a carpenter, an electrician, a drywall installer, a tile setter, a Best Buy Geek Squad employee, a banana bread consumer, a dog trainer, a wood rubbing specialist, a cabinet installer, a finished carpenter, and a bumbling narrator talking to you on a microphone in their closet because the animals of the household don't bother me in here while I'm recording for some reason. What the heck is you doing in here? How'd you get in here? What are you doing in here? What are you doing? Hi. All right, out you go. Apparently nowhere is sacred in this house anymore, huh? What the French toast, all right. Regardless, it is approaching the finish line. And well, if I was just waiting for the town to follow up on their letter from the whole flood incident at the start of this... Oh! What do you call this? Waterfront property? With the flooded street coming from the basement because there's a built-in underground lake, I would have almost started. But instead, since I took several minutes out of numerous days to try and call them and only to get their I said, I'll do it myself. And from that moment on, I was the only factor for the destiny of time. And now, it's almost done. And whilst coming up with the finishing touches, I was driving along the road to the job site one day and... Captain's log. So this little gem was found on the side of the road out front of a man's house whose wife told him to get rid of it. Perhaps because she doesn't like President Nixon, or happens to only want to wear watches with fine automatic Swiss movements. I can understand that. Well, now it's inside, and after measuring 3 more times, it looks like it will clear just nicely. Or maybe I knew that it would, because I actually found this several weeks back and modified the height before painting it. No one ever knows on YouTube. Is it any less magical telling you the whole process? Did I ruin it? I'd rather be honest. Regardless, this unit is in perfect shape, except I was told the lights don't work very well. I suspect the ballast or transformers, since it had both LEDs and a couple CFLs, but this shall receive fresh LED lights regardless and not require a ballast anymore. So let's peek under the hood. Whatever was in here was shot, but good thing we got a solution. Yep, we can tidy this up a bit. Make it good again. Make it new. Hello there. And let there be light. So running the LED strands up across the top diffuser and down, we're now back to the display quality that was in the store. I was gonna frame it off on the sides, but the more I looked at it open, the more I appreciated the 3-dimensional elements of the illuminated display being viewed not just head-on. So I'll frame away from it for a reveal, since the black interior accents the casement anyways, and whomever lives down here can admire their whatever they choose to put in there. Maybe they want Nixon watches, perhaps figurines, maybe Fabergé eggs, maybe some crystals, maybe some participation medals. You know, the world is your oyster, and this one's not wet anymore. Yep, here we are, and 3D was the move. The camera doesn't really justify how much better that looks, but this'll do. And now I'll go a step further and make a dimmer switch, since I need to do one for the TV side beams as well. So we'll just hop on over to that and cue it with a musical interlude like... And to note here, the plastic knob that came with this was not going to be very reliable. And you know, the best part about these rotary potentiometer switches is they happen to be the same size as some of the knurled guitar knobs that I happen to have laying around. It's a bit extra work to break this all down, but having to reach into a loose 12-volt dimmer doesn't exactly scream a finishing touch. So add a wall plate, a fancy knob, and mount it properly, not have it floating in the ether, and that should do the trick. This appears to be your method of saying, let's go for a walk outside. I suppose it's effective because A, I cannot say no to you, and B, it's just not big enough for the both of us.
20 minutes later.
Yeah, I know you want a couch to sit on. It's coming. Yeah! Alright, so here's an interior look of what we've got going on here. The light box is in and complete. This is what the inside looks like with the LEDs. Shining in infinity. And then we put it back. And here is where the secret squirrel action happens with the little switch here. Yeah. On and off. Much better. Control, neat, simple. Secret squirrel! Here's a perspective of what it looks like at night. Oh, yeah. And back to this little piece. Listen, I read the comments. It's a good idea. And hey, why not? There you go. Magnets installed. Still looks secret squirrel. Thank you to the people of the internet. I love when ideas are shared and implemented instead of saying, yeah, that's nice. Thanks for being here and watching and commenting. I also did that because I was delaying the caulking process. I would much prefer to work with the wood than the caulk. Does that sound weird? Yeah, probably. Not as weird as the archive footage of me singing while filming. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, all the pleasure and the privilege is mine. Unnecessarily long screws on this. If you don't line up your screws, were you not scolded by an electrician at one point in life? All right, after all the caulking, painting, this, that, here we are. We've put the grout sealer and cleaned up the floor. It's still pretty moist, as you can see, but this is what we're looking like. We'll be done soon, so we'll finish all the little details. We'll furnish it, full-on reveal next week. So I hope you all have an absolutely lovely day. Ciao. He's still here. That's way too much caulk for one day. All right, out you go.